Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm Rachel, and this is What's for Dinner. Sunday was Mother's Day, and days before I began declaring that I was not cooking. Okay, I made those hamburger patties, and I made those ears of corn. We didn't know that the kids were coming over until the day of, but we just quickly threw together a little cookout. We just did some burgers, some hot dogs, and some chips. Here, Bill is putting my new Blackstone together that he got me for Mother's Day. And he was actually the first person to cook on it since I was not cooking on Mother's Day. Please pay no attention to our yard or our house, as we are in the process of getting a new roof and getting our house painted. In fact, if you hear any pounding noises in the back of this voiceover, it's because they are currently working on our roof. We had a great day on Sunday, and the kids spoiled their mama with Mother's Day gifts, but then Monday rolled around and it was time to think about what's for dinner again. So to get started, I just started by boiling up some of these peppers and some rinsed and drained rice. I added some garlic powder, some pepper, and some salt, and a little bit of dehydrated onions right into the water, so that as that rice cooked, it would just absorb all of that seasoning. These peppers were spicy, but they were not hot at all. They added just the right amount of flavor. And then here I attempted to add a little bit of turmeric and got a lot of turmeric, but it was okay. It did not mess up the recipe. Next, I just let that rice come up to a bubble, and then I just put a lid on and turned it down so that all of that rice would soak up all of that delicious liquid. After rummaging through my refrigerator and seeing what I had for produce, I grabbed a head of broccoli and then got busy slicing it up. Yes, slicing it. I wanted little thin pieces of broccoli, and then I did the same with a red onion. I'm not really a fan of carrots, but I just peeled one carrot and then got busy dicing that up into little tiny pieces.
I don't need to feel lonely. I am finally home at last. And I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while.
We almost always have some cabbage in our refrigerator, and so I just sliced that up really nice and thin. Then we had a variety of veggies chopped up of all different colors. I just checked that rice and gave it a fluff. In my frying pan, I just heated up some sesame oil. Then I just added my diced carrots, and the plan was to get them started cooking and get them nice and tender because I really don't like any crunch to my carrots. But I wasn't paying attention, and I sat down just a minute too long, and this happened. But it was okay. I didn't really mind not having carrots in our meal anyway. And so I'm just starting over, clean the pan, melt down some bacon grease, and then add my ingredients to my frying pan. I also added some minced garlic, and then I added some seasoning salt because Bill loves seasoning salt, and every now and then I let him have his way. I also added some pepper, and then in a measuring cup I just mixed up this packet of General Tso's chicken along with the water and the soy sauce that it called for. It also called for some brown sugar, and I thought this was a very odd looking sauce, but we were just going to go with it and hope that the flavors were right. And I also pulled out the remainder of the leftover pork ribs that I had made previously in the last video, and just got them into the skillet and reheated them. And then I'm just going to add this sauce and break up that meat. And I do use my meat masher for this, although that meat masher was probably harder to use than just using a wooden spoon. But anyway, I just got that meat broken down into small pieces, more like a pulled pork texture in the end. And then I added this sauce, and still was thinking that looked really different, but it did turn out well. The colors came together and it looked like it should. Tasted great. And then I just got our bowls ready, and here you can see my bowl. I have some of that rice, some of the pork, and then some of those sauteed vegetables. It was a delicious and easy Monday night dinner. Tuesday is my late night at work, and so I just kind of did a fend for myself, and Bill and Cameron went out to eat with the in-laws. But on Wednesday, I made a dinner at home, starting off by cooking up some ground beef, which I seasoned with garlic powder, pepper, and salt. And we almost always cook up some onion in our ground beef recipes. So here I am just getting a pretty good size onion chopped up into small pieces. And I just add all of those onion pieces right into the pan with the ground beef and let it all cook at the same time. And then when everything is cooked through, I just drain it until the grease is out of it, and then right back into the pan it's gonna go. I feel like these frozen tortellinis are a great pantry staple. It just seems like there are so many different things that you can do with them. And, you know, usually I will use like a pasta sauce, a marinara sauce or whatever, but that just wasn't what I was going for on this night. So when my tortellini were all cooked, I just added that meat and onion mixture back into the pan, and I also added that steamed broccoli. And you definitely could just cook your broccoli right in the same pan, but this is just how I did it because I wanted to. I was a little worried about whether or not everything would fit back into the pan, and I wanted to make sure that my broccoli could just be served on the side if it needed to. And so I had picked up these pouches of liquid gold while I was on my lunch break because I'm just being real here. I work and I'm tired when I come home, and sometimes I just don't want to make a homemade cheese sauce. And so on this day I wanted a cheese sauce, but I just didn't want to make it. And so I relied on these Velveeta cheese packets.
Cause the best thing about it is I know I'm coming back. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you.
I do have a lot going on here with pasta and meat and broccoli, but I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with cheesy broccoli, right? And this was really good. The guys really loved it, and it was super easy for me to put together on a Wednesday night. And that is what was for dinner. Originally, I wanted to chop up some mushrooms and add that to this dish, but my kids are really kind of picky when it comes to mushrooms, and they just don't love them. So I started looking for an alternative. I thought about spinach, but I decided to go with some broccoli. I had a partial bag of broccoli in my freezer, so I just pulled that out and then heated it up in a separate pan with some pepper and some salt and some beef broth. Oh, I did add some garlic here, I guess, too. But I just decided to go with broccoli because my kids like broccoli, and I wanted to make sure that this was a dinner that they would eat and not fuss about. And sometimes it's whatever it is. You eat what you get, right? But then on other days, it's like, I do not want this meal wasted. I don't want to make something that I know they won't like. So, broccoli it is.
Ooh. my feet. No, every brick and stone could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh.
And this is how I put my bowl together. I had some cottage cheese with mine because when you're having a cheesy dish, why not add some more cheese on the side? And then I made some poor man's breadsticks using some hot dog buns and some butter and garlic powder. And everybody really enjoyed this. Thursday was another busy day with the roofers being here doing what they do and having to work all day, coming home not feeling the best because allergies and so the joy, of spring and being Rachel. But anyway, I just heated up some smoked sausage. I had a partial bag of pierogies left in my freezer, and so those went into the pan with them. I just popped the lid on so that they could steam cook. And then here I am just cracking open about 32 eggs. Not really, but it seemed like it. My husband always buys the medium or the small eggs because you get more in the package for less money, and I swear I just have to cook more eggs at a time. So I just made up a pan of scrambled eggs. I'm using some half and half for the milk part. I sprinkled in some salt and some pepper, just keeping this dinner super easy and super quick. I was just in the mood for a little bit of a breakfast for dinner type of meal, so that's why we are having scrambled eggs with our smoked sausage and pierogies on this night. And I have to say, I really did like the combination. May seem weird to other people, but it's whatever. It was just what we felt like eating for dinner. And maybe a noodle filled with mashed potatoes doesn't go with scrambled eggs in some homes, but it happened, and we ate it, and we liked it. And like I always tell the kids, calm down, it's just food. On Friday, it was another day of construction on the roof, and we also had a couple grandkids over to spend the night. I somehow talked Bill into making dinner, and he began by frying up some sausage and some ground beef. And then I just got busy spreading some cream cheese on some sliced salami. We decided to just do some little snack plate type dinner ideas. So I just put some cream cheese in a pickle and then folded my salami slice up like a little taco. Now you can add more cream cheese if you like, but I just didn't want big mouthfuls of cream cheese. It's just not my thing. And so for some of them, I put in some pickles, and then for the others, I added banana peppers, which is my favorite. Normally, I would add some garlic and some chopped onion to my cream cheese spread and then add that, but I was just kind of keeping it as simple as I could. My anxiety was sky high through the roof with all the noise going on around our house, and also just trying to keep it together and do my grandmotherly duty. And here you see that little hands are trying to help as well, and then it gets a little chaotic. And then they kind of decided they were going to eat all the pickles and all of the salami slices, and then they were done helping as usual. Anyhow, Bill finished up the jalapeno poppers by cleaning out the jalapenos. He did leave some seeds because we do like heat, and he just mixed in the other half a block of cream cheese into the hamburger and sausage mixture, and then he just scooped it into each jalapeno half and then put them on a baking sheet. We just popped them in the oven for a few minutes. And this is gonna actually be the last meal for the week because we just decided we absolutely could not take it anymore, and we had to go out to eat on Saturday. So I'm so glad that you made it this far and that you're here to see this video. This is how the plates ended up. This is mine, and the kids had their own version. I did have a corn dog on mine as well. because they were having corn dogs and I thought that sounded good too. I ended up only having one of the jalapeno poppers because they were super hot and that's all that I can handle. I apologize if this video seems rushed, but I'm doing the best I can this week. It has been a very strange week in our house, but it's going to be so worth it in the end, and I am just going to say bye for now, and I will see you in the next one.